Okie dokie, boys and girls, it is day 43 of overcoming my ankle injury, and today we have a pull day. Now, one of my goals at the moment is to reach 15 one-arm pull-ups in one set, and as part of that, at the moment, I am training to become as strong as possible. I'm basically training for my weighted 1 rep max on the one-arm pull-up, and when it comes to training like this, it's actually very similar to unlocking a one-arm pull-up. So, if you're wondering how I would unlock the one-arm pull-up if I started again from zero, watch today's training and take away some pointers, because, well, first of all, I'm still coming back from my max out attempt a couple of weeks ago. I did 10 reps in one set on the one-arm pull-up, and so that was very heavy, I did a heavy training block for that, and now I'm just, I rested a little bit, and today's training is kind of seeing where I'm at. But in general, what I will do for these trainings is I will do a couple sets, 3 to 5 sets, basically, of working sets for the one-arm pull-up. And usually I do like 3 to 5 reps, basically, focused on strength. I don't do a lot of reps, but I do heavy reps. I do intense reps. I do a progression that is about as heavy as I can handle for the amount of reps. And today even, it's going to be even less than 3 reps. I'm going to do 3 sets of 2 reps, or I should say, I'm going to do 2 sets of 2 reps. And then on the last set, I will do as many reps as possible, which is hopefully going to be 3 or 4 reps. That's basically where I'm going to go. But if you're still unlocking the one-arm pull-up, you can do the same stuff. Just pick a progression where you can do about 3 to 4 reps, then do it for 2 to 3 reps for a couple sets, right? And then rest up and do it again the next time. You might as well, or you might do some finisher sets as well, but that's for a later part in the workout. So anyway, let's get started. All right, these are feeling very solid today. So I'm gonna put on some weight, 7 kilos, and let's go. 2 sets of 2 to start with. And oh yeah, when you're training for strength, make sure your rest time is a little bit longer. So I'll be doing a set and then resting for 3 to 4, maybe even 5 minutes. All right, 2 reps are kind of easy, but I feel like 3 reps are gonna be hard. Now, keep in mind, when it comes to these low rep sets, progress is not just measured in 1 rep, because 2 reps to 3 reps, that's plus 50%. And so if you only focus on the reps, you can feel like you're not progressing at all, because all of these little 1% gains that you're making in between, they have to add up for quite a while until you get a new rep. So even if you're training the one-arm pull-up and you're not necessarily progressing on reps immediately, that's okay. You're still making small progress in between. So you might be getting 1% stronger here by doing the one-arm pull-up, and it feels easier than before, or the quality is better, or perhaps you just do a tiny little bit of an increase in your progression. For example, you add half a kilo of weight to the same progression that you were doing before. All of these small little increments, they will add up until eventually you get that extra rep. So 2 and 3 reps, that's a big difference, a very big difference, but let's see if I can get it on the next set. Ah, whew. Ah, ah, holy shit. Whew. Okie dokie, so that's gonna be it for today's training. Seems very short. Well, it is only 3 sets, and I am not doing a finisher set today because, like I said, I'm still kind of in a resting phase. But if you're doing a finisher set, basically it's a set where you lower the progression, you lower the difficulty of your exercise, and you aim for some more reps. Just for one set, just to get a stronger stimulus. Here you can go to your max. You would typically aim for more than 8 reps, but really what's important is the time under tension. So if you're only doing 6 reps, for example, but you're pausing at the bottom for 2 seconds and at the top for 2 seconds, your one rep becomes a longer time under tension. Basically, that's fine as well. You just like I said, you want to get some time under tension. You want to feel the muscle burn. When that set is done, that one final set, you want to really feel like, holy hell, I'm pumped up now. You'll get a bit of a pump doing these strength sets, but after the finisher set, you've got like almost a full pump, and that's just to get the blood flowing, but also just to get a bit of a stronger stimulus at the end. And I'm not doing it today because, well, I'm resting, but also I'm trying to up my frequency of training for the one-arm pull-up to 3 times a week. And so these finisher sets, I usually am doing them when I only train 2 times a week, and well, they're difficult to recover from. So that's why I've kind of opted out of them today, and perhaps I will do so in the next couple trainings as well. So these trainings are not very long. I did a warm-up set, I did 3 sets in total. Maybe like on other days I'll do 5 sets. I don't know, but like you're done in half an hour, and so you might be asking yourself, well, what the hell do I do with the rest of my time? I don't know. Like do some different training. Like before starting today's pool workout, I did some push-ups, and I will do some more push-ups right now. So you can do different things with your time. Perhaps read a book, chill out, get a girlfriend. That's what I'm gonna do. But anyway, yeah, very short and simple workout, but that's kind of the key to unlocking your one-arm pull-up. Simple stuff, repeated over and over and over again with small increments in progression. So even if you can't get an extra rep on a certain progression, just make the progression a tiny bit more difficult, a fraction more difficult. Add half a kilo, add 100 grams. I don't know. Try to pass at the top. Do it more explosively. There are all of these little things that you can do to make marginal differences, and the marginal differences, they add up, and it's like I said, from 2 to 3 reps it's 50%, but if you keep adding those marginal differences, 1%, half a percent, eventually they're going to stack up to that 50%, but also on an even longer scale of time it will add up to 500% or 1000%, right? And you're going to be able to do multiple reps on the one-arm pull-up. So that's going to be it for today's training. I'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow for a heavy push day. Let's get warmed up already. I'm gonna do some greasing the groove of the push-ups as well, but like I said, I'll see you tomorrow.